Hi everyone! In this video, I want to share with you a formula for making shaving cream. This formula does not require hard-to-get ingredients, so if you already made some of your cosmetics, you should have all the ingredients to make it. To create this formula, I played with the percentages of the ingredients until I found the right balance that gives this thick and creamy result. The texture is smooth and creamy, making it perfect for shaving. You have the formula with all the information and a calculator to adjust the amount you want to make on the website. I'll leave the link in the description. An ideal shaving cream should easily apply for even coverage. It should have a nice lather and rinse off easily, and should be slightly acidic to match the skin's pH. Also, its thickness should effectively reduce friction between the skin and the razor. I start with phase A, the water phase. I use distilled water, then glycerin and SCI. You can read more about the ingredients I used in the written post. I stir the water with the glycerin before adding the SCI powder. SCI is a mild surfactant. Probably my favorite surfactant. It has fantastic foaming abilities and is gentle enough to use on the body or face. Use a respiratory mask to avoid respiratory irritation when working with fine powders. Give it a little stir. It will dissolve better once we heat it. If you are using SCI noodles, it will take longer to dissolve. I covered the beaker with aluminum foil to minimize evaporation. For larger batches, you need to scale the water phase before and after heating and add the evaporated water after removing phase A from the heat. I am moving on to phase B. Phase B has the emulsifier, cetyl alcohol, and stearic acid. This blend gives the shaving cream its hydrating qualities and sufficient thickness to form a protective layer between the skin and the razor. In the written post, you can find alternatives to some of the ingredients. Now that I have phases A and B in the beakers, it's time to place them into a double boiler on low to medium heat for 20-25 minutes. While phases A and B are heating, I prepare phase C. As I mentioned, this is a simple formula with a short list of ingredients. Phase C contains a preservative and a fragrance oil. I set phase C aside while I checked on phases A and B. I come back and stir phase B now and then. It should be melted entirely before I can remove it from the heat. After removing phases A and B from the heat, I combine them. I start by hand stirring the phases, then I move to an immersion blender to create a stable emulsion. Since I have SCI included, I use the lowest speed in my immersion blender to minimize foam as much as possible. The foam will still form due to the blending, so I will give the emulsion some time to rest before pouring it into the container. I added some mica powder for a bit of color. This is totally optional. You can use any mica color you like or just skip it. Before I add phase C, I check the temperature. I added phase C and mixed it to combine with the emulsion. It's time for a pH check. I want a slightly acidic pH for this product. You have more information on the pH and how to adjust it on the website. This is the final consistency after a few hours. It is thick and creamy, very soft and smooth, which helps with its application on the skin. You can easily spread a nice coat on the skin. It is moisturizing and creamy. The shaving cream has an excellent lather. Once you add some water, you can create a nice foaming to rinse it. Let me know if you make this shaving cream. For me, it's now a staple product I will remake again and again. Maybe next time I make it, I'll choose a more fun color like blue or violet. I'll leave the link to the post with all the information in the description box.